Welcome to Book Club, where I talk about books I just read in only spoilers because spoiler-free is so boring. I just finished the second death of Locke. I really loved it. I confess, this is the only book I've ever read where I have read it because of a recommendation to another book, but the other book I haven't read. Does that make sense? No. Someone on TikTok said it reminded them of the Gideon the Ninth books. And I'm just so sure that I'll love those books that for me, that was enough to go like, yeah, I'm going to like this. I'm really going to like this. And I was right. I was right. It did confuse me though, because I did not think there was going to be a man in this book. Just based on the Gideon the Ninth comparison, that's my fault. It's also my fault for just when I think of Lady Knights, I don't think any man's involved. I don't know. Anyway, really loved the book. I can't even do a spoiler-free summary of this book because I feel like the majority of the plot is a spoiler. So I don't know, just leave. The rest, everything is going to be a spoiler. So anyway, now I've got that like disclaimer out of the way. This book for me felt like a video game. I don't know, I haven't even been playing The Witcher or anything, but all I could think about was The Witcher. I think it's just the atmosphere of the book where there's a war going on, but we're not really like the main players in the war. Like we are, but I say we. I'm not in this book. I don't know why my head does that. Anyway, where they are fighting in the war, but it definitely feels like it exists everywhere. Sometimes I struggle when I'm reading books because it doesn't really feel like the war is happening. Like it's happening to the main characters, but it doesn't feel like the spread is happening in all the lands around them. And this book, I feel like really captured that feeling. Very much like in The Witcher, when you're riding your horse through like the towns and you see like the devastation that's been left of the war, but you're not actually seeing any soldiers or anything, you just see the aftermath. And for some reason this book just gave me that vibe, and I really liked it. It also has that video gaming feel because it's very like classic, like here's an NPC, they're very important, you have to escort them from this location to this location, do not let them die. And it also has that really video game feeling of like suddenly, you know, the main character is actually the real main character. It's like Skyrim and all of a sudden you're the Dragonborn and you're the most important person in the world. This was what that book feels like. Like I know how stories work. I know we're following Grey because she is Locke, but it's just always so funny when you're reading a book and you're like, oh, right, of course, you're the special main character. I understand now. It was one of those things where I think I probably figured out just like as I was supposed to figure out, like, you know, the crumbs were being left and I was like, oh, okay, and you're picking up on it before it's like fully revealed. So I don't feel like I worked anything out, you know. I feel like the book just kind of told me and I deduced from that like you're supposed to. But it was very satisfying to find out. I did like it. I know it will probably put off some people. Let me know if it put you off, because I feel like it's one of those books that would annoy people because they're like, oh, of course she's the chosen one. How annoying. As far as the world and the magic system goes, I personally would hate to be in this world. I would find it really frustrating. My brain can't understand the idea that the person that has all the power, can't do anything about it, and that really frustrates me. And I would hate it to be me, because what do you mean I'm the one that's like God touched and has access to all of this power, but like the guy who's with me can like use it and he gets to sit on the chair and I have to stand behind him and act like a servant when I'm the reason you have the power. I'm like, I don't, like in every other like magical setup, I feel like the people who are the Wells should be like God equivalent. They should be put on a pedestal and looked. I don't know. It's like we're told the Wells are this diminishing resource and none of them have been born since Locke has gone under the sea. But at the same time, they almost act like the Wells are more like dispensable than the mages. It's like, no, you as the Well have to like protect this mage guy, but like also no more Wells are being born, so if you die, that's it. I understand that also the mages have to be with the Wells to use their powers, but I would definitely have them maybe protected a bit more. I don't know. I feel like I would like the mage should be looking after the Well, not the other way around. And I understand that mages are looking after their Wells because they have this like bond. But like, I don't know, I'd maybe also assign someone to every Well as like their protector. Maybe also I'd be, if I was in charge, there'd be a whole chain. It's like the well looks after the mage, and then the hand looks after the well, and then the hand's hand looks after the hand, and the hand's hand looks after the I just, yeah, the system feels really real and I really enjoyed it, but also my brain wants to like poke holes in it and be like, why? But that doesn't mean that the system's like, doesn't mean that the book is bad at all. It just means that I really enjoyed it because my brain wants to like think about it more. Does that make sense? And it's probably just like also a world building thing of like the people who have this like mage well dynamic aren't actually the people who were like of Locke, and maybe the people of Locke have a better like situation with all of that. And all these other countries have just kind of inherited this dynamic. So they're doing it wrong, is what I think. And I would imagine the people on Locke maybe have a slightly better relationship well to mage. I don't know. I did like the whole folklore of it all and like the different stories of how wells and mages came about. I thought it was really interesting. I love a good campfire discussion about all of their stories from their homelands and stuff. Great. Speaking of that, I love the group. It really annoys me how much the main character didn't want to like them. Like, I get it, but I'm tired of hearing you not wanting to like these people. And like, yeah, I get it that she's like doesn't want to let them in, and then eventually goes like, oh yeah, maybe, yeah, I guess, reluctantly. I would really love a book that's like following maybe some of the other people in the group as well. Like, especially Brit and Ola. I think it would be so interesting, especially because what's going on? Does Brit like Ola? Because at the end, Brit's kind of like, you know, huffing because Ola's off with the other, was it a knight or priest? I can't remember now. I'm blanking because it's not that important. But like Brit's like huffing in Grey's office because of Ola. And is that because Brit's in love with Ola? Or is it because Brit, you know, it has this weird mage well dynamic and can't share? You know, I want to know which one it is because I'm hoping there's more books. Goodreads suggested there's more books because didn't they call the second death of Locke like one? Hang on. Goodreads has 3 of them. They're called The Hand and the Heart is the series. So maybe it's following a different Hand and Heart. I don't know. Maybe not. Does it say? No. Why are people already racing it? Do they? I hate that. Don't give it 5 stars. You don't know. I mean, maybe they do know, but someone rated the 3rd book 1 star. What are you doing? Why? This is like, I dislike the NetGalley arc of the 1st book so much that I'm going to rate all of the following books 1 star too? No. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. What was I talking about? Oh, Brit and Ola. I really like. Do we think they're in love? I think yes, but maybe that's just me, and I don't recognize friendship. Who knows? I really liked all of them. I thought they were really fun. I love a group. I love a little group. I think my love of the group is also kind of why I think I maybe preferred the first half to the second half. This book's very strange because it feels like there's very much a definitive cut down the middle of the 2 storylines that are happening, and like the first bit is the traveling and getting the girl to where she needs to go. I'm blanking on her name. Celine? No. Sila. I don't know how to say that. Sila? Let's call her Sila. Anyway, I really enjoyed the moving of Sila to where Sakali, to the place where the uncle is, godfather is. I really like that. I just thought it was really fun. I loved all the encounters. I loved when they had to set up in that little inn and then they get like ambushed in the room, and it was so good. And then we find out, well, the others find out that Grey's tethered to what's his face, Keir, and Brit's then so betrayed, and then Sila, that's her name. Why did I say it like that? So Sila has to tether. It was just so good. Ola's not there and they're in trouble and no one's other half is present. It was so good. I love a really awkward, awful fight where everyone, like all the like couples who really care about each other aren't actually together. Perfect. Creates the perfect amount of tension and awfulness. It was just so good. I really enjoyed it. I do feel like I lost a lot of the tension and awfulness once we got to Locke. I did love them getting captured also, and Keir being like, I'm the son of Locke. I thought that was really good and I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. But yeah, when he died, sometimes I feel like when a character dies, I don't want to pick up the book anymore, even though I put the book down when he died and I didn't keep reading, which I feel like is maybe a different response to other people who would like keep reading to find out what happens. But I just sort of stopped reading. I was like, oh, okay, he's dead, I guess. He'll probably come back, but I don't have the energy to deal with this right now. Which I suppose is good because I care that he died. I normally really love a deal, and I'm not sure. I just don't really think I liked. I'm sure there's a following book that's going to sort this out. I just felt really deflated because it was his or her future was kind of been ruined from that point on, and there you kind of know that there isn't going to be a fix. So I think it really like took the wind out of me a little bit. I still had a lot of fun and I really liked all of the stuff that was going on. It just felt like a very different book from then on because of the weight of she's either going to lose his magic or he's going to lose his freedom, and that sort of thing normally, it just kind of annoys me. I don't like it when characters lose things. I know it's needed for the plot. I understand that, but it just makes me sad. I don't know. I'm not really sure. So that's looming over it. And then also the bit when we're in Locke, then Grey really changes as a person because she has to, and she has to become this like leader. And it just feels like a different person. And that was a little difficult for me to navigate because I was having a lot of fun with the knights and the fighting. And then all of a sudden she has to like waltz around and play the like political role. It was just very abrupt. So I'm not sure. I just was having a lot of fun before, so this was just different. I think if it was a different book, like if it was like the sequel or something, maybe I could have liked it more because it would have felt more like a little bit of a break between, and then she's changed as a person. But it felt very much like halfway through the book, it's like, okay, not a knight anymore, hanging up my sword, and I'm not rough and tumble in the mud. I am now ladylike. Which isn't, I know that she's like kind of sort of doesn't like it either. I just, am I babbling? Yeah, a little bit. I just wasn't sure. What also added to it was just that it was really harrowing that they had to like go see all of her people still like freshly dead and go bury them. The fact that they walked in and they were both shocked, I was really confused. I was like, what are you shocked about? What's happening? Is something different happened? And I was like, oh no, they just thought for some reason that the food would all be preserved, but the people would be not. That's grim and awful. Yeah. I haven't even talked about Locke and Keir, which I would probably argue is the whole point of this book if people are reading this book. I don't know. It's a fantasy romance, right? Right? I mean, the description calls it a devastating romantic epic fantasy. So I would say the romance is kind of key in this book. And I'd heard about the book by people being like, there's so much yearning, so much yearning. I didn't see much yearning. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. I think it's impossible. It's impossible to have the amount of yearning that I wish to have in a book where the couple gets together. Like halfway through, that's not going to work for me. That's not enough yearning. There will never be enough yearning if they get together halfway through. It's not going to happen. I have to have three books. And the middle book, they have to not see each other. That's my recipe for yearning. It's not going to happen in this. It was fine. There was yearning, and surprisingly, I did quite like the whole, childhood, known each other since childhood sort of thing. Because normally I kind of hate that storyline that happens where they're like childhood friends who fall in love with each other. It just, I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe maybe I'm sad, but it doesn't appeal to me really at all. But I didn't mind it in this. I thought it was actually quite sweet. It was quite sweet. I think it also helped the skewed power dynamic of a Well and a Mage, because he's always known that she was actually more politically powerful than him. So it helped that he was kind of helping her keep her secret, and so it didn't feel as much like, different levels in life. So I like that. I liked it. I just didn't get the yearning. I didn't get the yearning. I didn't get why they couldn't be with each other because they didn't tell each other. And so, and also, I think it just sort of solved itself too quickly. I don't think they ever could have won. It was never going to solve itself slow enough for me because it wouldn't have solved itself if it was up to me. And then they wouldn't have like fixed Locke and all that sort of stuff. I do like couples together, so it's looking positive for the next books, because although I do like my couples spending a long time to get together, I also do really enjoy watching couples in books after they've got together, unlike some people. So I think it'll work. Like my favorite dynamic of two characters in the Darkest Shade of Magic books is after they're together. It's great. It's great, but also because those two are awful and never communicate, so that's why it's almost messier when they're together, which I feel like will maybe be these two. Yeah, and they just kind of they love each other so much that I kind of wish it was a little bit messier. Maybe because they both loved each other since they were kids. It's just very much like that's it, done. You know, the only tension that we could have built was her not telling him about the deal that she had to make and about him really dying when they drowned. Yes, the only tension they had was her not telling him that he really died. So to me, it felt really drawn out because that was the only conflict they kind of had as a couple after they'd like got through the initial thing of being like, oh, I love you, oh, great, we love each other, perfect. So I don't know, I'm looking forward to maybe more messiness in the following books, I'm hoping. I don't know. Please let me know what you felt about the characters, because I feel like I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's I'm the problem. Or I will say about this book, I really liked every character separately as a separate person. Sometimes I feel like we like the couple together as a couple, and we don't really like the separate people that exist in that couple. And I can say that for this book. I liked everyone. I liked everyone in like interesting ways, not just like they're all really likable. I just really enjoyed reading about all of them. Yeah, I think I liked every character. I find Leonie kind of just there. That's because she's not really in the book much. She's in the beginning and then she turns up at the end. So I was kind of like, when she turned up at the end, it was like, oh yeah, you, yeah, hi, I guess. We've been through a lot now. She's fine. She's fine. I have a feeling there's going to be more books and she's going to be prominent in them. So maybe we'll grow more attached to her. It was just kind of like, I don't know. It was just like, oh, and now you're here. Okay. I understand Grey needs to have friends. So I guess we can keep her. And it was kind of like almost a whole series in one book, which I suppose was nice, even though I would have wanted more yearning and everything drawn out just because that's what I'm used to. It was really nice reading a book that kind of started the conflict, they finished the conflict. Like that's the whole book. There's no like building towards something and then got the rug pulled out from under us and then it ends. And then we have to wait like 2 years for another book, because my habit is I always get the early copy of the first book and then it gets really popular and then I don't get approved for the second book. It's fine. That's not at anyone specifically. No one specifically. Also, for once, I have no idea where this is going to go. I have no idea where the second two books are going to go. Like, Keir's trapped. Keir's trapped on that island. What's he going to do? Is he just, like, that feels maddening. How horrendous to be just stuck there forever. I don't understand how the next books are going to navigate that. And part of me kind of hopes that they find, like, a loophole to get him off Locke. I don't know, just because I feel sad for him. I feel like I know that he's dead. And living on Locke is better than being dead. So I suppose there's that. But if he has no memory of dying, it's really hard, I think, to accept that. At least when she visibly saw him die. So, like, now this is just bonus time. But if you've no memory of dying, it's kind of hard to be like, this is bonus extra time. You're kind of just like, you ruined my life. So I hope that doesn't break them apart, because I think that would be really annoying. But I just don't know how they're going to get past it. I suppose just because he loves her so much, it's fine. Oh, how sickening. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the next books. Even though I have no idea what could possibly be going on. I don't even know if I need it to be in Grey's point of view, even though I never say that about books normally. I think it's also because this was just a single point of view book that I haven't done that in a really long time. I've been reading a lot of books that jump around. You get everyone's point of view, so I think that's maybe just the bit in my brain that wants to know what's going on in everyone else's heads. So it's not even that I just don't like Grey, it's just that I need to know more. I want to be in everyone's heads. So yeah. My final thing I will say is that this was a really weird read for me specifically, who really loves Severance, because like the entire first like 40% of the book, every time Keir's name was mentioned, my brain would be like, Keir, chosen one, Keir from Severance. Anyway, that's actually it. Let me know your thoughts. I hope there's another book. I hope there are more Lady Night things going on in the next book, because that was my favorite bit of these books, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I found a new author that I will definitely be picking up anything else that they publish. Yeah. Anyway, okay, bye.